CSGB F1 League. We're here today for the sprint race for the second round of the second season for the F1 guys. Here for Australia today. Obviously yesterday we had the quali and the feature race. Today we're here for the sprint race, so a full reverse grid of yesterday. And once again today I have the pleasure of being joined by Dane.
Hello everyone. So yesterday we were treated to a really good feature in the Australian Grand Prix. It was full wet conditions and the drivers that participated definitely did disappoint, and I'm excited to see what they'll do in the sprint race today.
Yeah, so going off what he just said, obviously we saw James have a very dominating race. Qualified P3, jumped up into first right at the start and pretty much controlled it from there. Joining him on the podium was also Netsky, who I believe does lead the championship, and Silly Sly Guy, who won the feature race last week in Bahrain. So yeah, in for just the half race distance today as it is the sprint race. So not quite the same excitement, but as a full reverse grid, so the faster guys will be starting towards the back. So it stands we have a couple less drivers than yesterday. I did see someone said yesterday that they're unable to do the sprint races, so they're just in it for the longer ones. Yeah, we should be starting any time soon as it has just hit 7 o'clock here in the UK. Seems one of our Mercedes drivers, Liam, is just struggling to get onto the game. Might take him a bit longer, but should be going. Driver should be readying up soon. To all those in the chat, thank you for joining us. It can be a little bit harder to join the streams for these sprint races as drivers don't have any time to sort of get ready to go. I think we are just waiting on Liam now. As he has returned, that should be good to go now. We could see our first dry session today after we had an intermediate quali, I believe it was. Followed by a full wet start to the race, which obviously James nailed. And then I think I dried out to inters after just a couple laps. But yeah, we're getting ready to go now. 15 drivers. So 2 less from yesterday. You got any predictions for who's going to win this one?
It's going to be close. Obviously the drivers at the back, the faster guys, will be looking to make their way up the field as quickly as possible. I think I'm going to put my money on Sly Guy to win it today. I think, or maybe even Forzan. Wait, is he here today? I didn't really see.
I don't think I saw him.
Oh yeah, my bad. He's not here today. So yeah, I think he'll go down to. I think it'll be Sly Guy to win the race today. How about you?
Yeah, just looking at the results from yesterday, so obviously the top was the complete reverse. I got a feeling Jimbo will be quick. Obviously very consistent pace yesterday. Quicker guys starting towards the back, however, Ekelund and Kazakhs. 2 very quick drivers starting towards the front of the grid.
Indeed, it'll be. Well, we do look like we have a dry session here. I do think Ekelund, knowing that he'll be at the front of the grid, will be able to get past the guys in front of him as quickly as possible, and might be able to pull away if the quicker guys do get held up by the guys in front of them.
Yeah, so firstly, you said Silly Sly Guy, he's got to come from, I think, 12th on the grid? So we'll see once the drivers have sorted their strategy. Should be a one-stop for everyone. Yeah, should be in for a good race. Obviously, it'll be very aggressive. Possibly see more dive bombs than we saw yesterday, as they haven't got as much time.
Yeah, I also wonder what what strategies people will be using, whether they'll be going for the alternate strat, the mediums or the soft, or the people at the back will just be going for the soft and mediums, get up the field as quickly as possible. It will be a good race.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be testing the defensive driving of some of the other drivers. Especially the quicker ones coming through the field. They're going to have to overtake everyone who isn't quite up to scratch. We can see there Kazakh's on pole for the second sprint race in a row, as it would have been if he was available yesterday. Not quite had the luck in the feature races. Yeah, see, James is not here today. I think James was the driver that couldn't do the sprint races. So that's definite.
Gonna dent his championship.
Yeah.
They're going to be here for half of the races.
Yeah, for sure. So we have Kazakhs that will lead the way. Out in front, and there's Red Bull behind him then. We have Liam and Ekelund. Ekelund, very strong pace, as we've seen. Got a little bit unlucky yesterday. I think he said in the chat he pushed just a little bit too hard, which caused them to crash out. So Timmy then in fourth. So both Mercedes are starting up there, as well as both the Haas cars. So constructors looking good. Romsey then in P6. We've seen decent pace from him at some points as well. Hindle and Tribe then in the middle of the pack in 7th and 8th, ahead of Shay and Sven. Bottom 5 then are Rainman and Jimbo, ahead of Trainman, Silly Sly Guy and Netsky.
What I find interesting is that first and third place of Kazakhs and Ekelund are opting to use the medium compound of tires at the start of the race. I do think it will work for them, because as the quicker guys will be making their way through the field on the soft compounds, they might be able to keep in front of them on the medium compound and have the extra pace at the end of the race on the soft compound. So it would be a smart move from the front from them two right now.
Yep.
Depending on how they get started.
Yeah, so a couple of factors that could hinder them. Obviously an early safety car will really screw their races. Also if they manage to pick up front wing damage. So Kazakhs will need a clean start here. If he falls behind anyone, that could seriously hinder a strong result. Liam will be looking to overtake as quickly as possible. As I said, I think he left the session, didn't he? Disconnect. So we might not have Liam. Must be starting front row. Which is a shame if he's not able to race. Drivers now just slotting into their grid places. So now we get ready for the lights. Five lights are on. And we get green in Australia. Look like good reactions there as Liam gets back just after the start. So we can see there the Mercedes of Timmy jumped all the way up into P2 there. Another good start from the second row as we saw yesterday. Ekelund there in P4. Romsey jumped up into P3, so a very good start from the Alfa Romeo driver. Hinder also gaining up positions. However, Kazakhs is pulling away already with a 1 second lead after just 3 corners. Further down we can see loads of position changes. Jimbo's dropped down. Fester also dropping down from a good start at the front. Trainman, Silly Sly Guy, your prediction for the win as we see Hindle and Ekelund going side by side through turn 5. Yeah, good start from Silly Sly Guy. Now we're up into P10. The start looked clean. Don't know if you saw any contact further back, but I didn't see any.
Yeah, further down the grid we have Trainman. I think he's down 2 positions. He has wing damage on the front right. It looks completely gone, so that's a very unfortunate stuff.
Yeah, as we just seen, I think that's Sven clip his wing on the outside of turn 10. Running out a little bit too wide. This is our first dry session, so we will get to see everyone's true pace for the first time here in Melbourne.
This looks like Sven does have damage on the front right as he loses 2 positions into turn 13. Yeah, it's game over him and Trainman as well.
Both drivers are on the softs, so it's not quite the end of their race. So we've seen decent pace from Trainman a couple of times now. So he'll probably put the mediums on end of this lap. There's quite a few drivers around the pits by the looks of things.
Some McLaren double stack. I'm not sure why Jimbo's coming to... Oh, he has wing damage as well, so it's a powerful start for the McLarens.
Hard tyres for Jimbo as well.
It's risky. I think he can easily take mediums to the end of the race. But further up the grid though, we have Kazakhs getting away well on the medium compound of tyres. Timmy in second within the DRS. on the soft compound, so he'll be closing him on in quickly. And we have Romsey, he's got off well as well, starting down in P6 all the way up into P3, so it's a very good start from him.
Yeah, for sure. I did notice, I think Timmy got a lightning start as we saw from James yesterday in the wet. Started P4 and I think he was up into P2 well before the braking zone. He's clearly getting a very good traction. Romsey, I think he capitalised on the exit of turn 2. He's got up there. Hindle as well getting positions. Ekelund did drop back. I believe he's on the harder tyres. Yes, so probably wouldn't have been anticipating the best of starts. So Liam's retired just in the middle of the track there as well.
I wonder how he's done that. He probably lost his traction through turn 14. The battle for P6 though, side by side between Tribe and Shea. Shea gets through and Rainman capitalising on Shea going wide.
Oh, Williams has spun.
That's unfortunate for him. And
Shea spinning in the background, breaking his front wing.
we have Rainman looking to go around the outside of the Red Bull. Will he make the move stick? No, he backs out of it as Tribe holds around the outside. Goes a bit wide down to turn 5. He does hold P6 though. Rainman definitely looking on the pace, looking the aggressor at the moment, but they are both quite low on ERS at the moment, so compared to Netsky, who is on 60, he'll be looking to get past them both. Will we see team orders between Rainman and Netsky?
And I think we have as well, yep. Down into turn 9.
Smart move for the constructors, definitely there. Netsky now up into P7, I think he's the highest of the guys to start at the back of the grid. And might change my racing prediction all the way down to Netsky because he looks to be flying at the moment.
Yeah, it's clearly shown his form from the end of last year coming into this year. I think he has 3 second places from the first 3 races. Two lines to get past Tribe now as quick as he can and push on to the top 5.
Let's get Rome, see the battle for P3, the final podium spot, going through turn 1. Hindle looking low on ERS, I mean Romsey looking low on ERS compared to Hindle, but can Hindle capitalise on that? As he's now moved under to 10 ERS, will he make a move down the inside? No, he thinks better of it. He looks to stick behind Hindle for now.
Yeah, as you were talking us through that, Netsky got past Tribe into turn 1. Looked like quite a simple move. Tribe once again just not fighting it too much. Probably knows Netsky's not on his pace. Just doesn't want to get held up fighting as Silly Slide on the mediums. That's the fast lap of the race.
Looks like the mediums is showing the pace at the moment, although he is 24 seconds behind, so he will definitely get an undercut on some of the guys in front, but I don't think he'll be a large undercut.
Netsky is then already caught up to the back of Ekelund. Clearly struggling a little bit on those mediums, not quite having the ultimate grip as you would expect. But Netsky trying to
move down the inside of MC for P3, clean move, then to turn 13, already ahead of him before the corner entry, and now he's up into P3.
Quite a good battle there for the final podium. It's like Timmy as well, just staying with Kazakhs out in front. Again, that pace could just be tire dependent as Netsky is past Ekelund once again down the pit straight. Ekelund looked to just fight back a little bit, didn't quite have the traction. On lap 5 there, Netsky has gone from 15th to 5th. Decent start for the AlphaTauri driver.
Flying. Gotta give props to Kazakhs though, on the medium combative tyre already 2.7 seconds ahead of P3 man right now. He'll be looking to make an overcut work really well for him, showing really good pace at the moment.
Yeah, for sure that. So I reckon it'll be any time now they'll be coming to the pits, won't they? Really lap 6, I'd guess.
Yeah, the fast runners will definitely be coming into the pits soon. Their window will be opening, but I think Kazakhs can take his soft tyres all the way up, medium tyres all the way up to lap 18, same with Ekelund. And have a superior pace to the end of the race.
Yeah. Netsky is just over 4 seconds off the lead as well. So started right down at the back. Kazakhs was on pole, and he's already within 5 seconds. He's not messing around at all today, is he?
Definitely not, as he's already back onto the back of Rome, so he goes wide into the final corner. It looks like Netsky's going to make this move into turn 1. Side by side, the two drivers, and Netsky brakes later, down the inside, textbook move, and up into P4.
We have a safety car, I think. Safety car deployed. One of the Haas cars spawned coming through turn 10. Now then, what do Kazakhs and Ekelin do? Surely
they can definitely take off to the end of the race.
Yeah. I reckon this has helped them more, isn't it? It stopped, well, Timmy getting that undercut.
Yeah, definitely. I think that could have actually won Kazakhs the race there, because he'll be on the superior tyre about 6/10 lap quicker than the mediums.
Yep.
And same with Ekelund, he's going to have a lot more pace on the guys in front of him as well. Maybe not Netsky, because Netsky is absolutely on fire right now, but
yeah.
To see later.
Faster speeds into the pit lane. Not the best of races. Did start up in the top 5, I believe, but didn't get the best result. I think collected front wing damage as well at the start, so had to pit.
That really has helped the bottom 8 though. Because they did have to pit, all of them did have to pit on lap 1. That could have been a good result thrown away from them, but the safety cars definitely allowed them to catch back up to the fight. As you see Kazakhs picking up a penalty, corner going on the yellow flags. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why he's pushing. It's very nearly contact into the pit lane. Netsky's forced to take out the, I guess, the speed limit board sign. Has he been held in the pits a little bit? Did see an unsafe release there for the Mercedes, but the car's just ghosted. Yeah.
Ekelund opting to stay out. I wonder why he's doing this. It's going to make him lose even more positions.
He's going to drop right down now, isn't he? As the leaders will catch up to the safety car. In fact, he is behind the safety car, isn't he? So everyone will also run at full pace. He'll drop to the back of the grid, potentially.
100%. I think he's just thrown away a good result there, unless he has some extreme pace on the soft tyres.
Yeah, Kazakh's net P1 on the soft tyres. This is his race to lose. Hope that doesn't curse him. Yeah, it's going to look very strong for the Red Bull driver. His teammate down in 7th. Should get up into 6th when Ekelund pits.
That's something I find interesting further down the grid, is that Jimbo opting to stay on the hard tyres when he does have a free pit stop and could take softs to the end of the race. He's just going to be very disadvantaged because he'll have a lot less pace compared to the guys behind him and in front of him.
Yeah, maybe he knows a little trick that no one else does. Just knows how to find a little bit more pace on a tyre that is probably horrible to race on.
He's going to have to get every single inch out of that car to make those tyres work. Especially how they're 5 laps old as well.
Yeah, he might be counting on the mediums going off towards the end. It's very unlikely. But probably what he's going to need. The soft guys behind him, they're going to have him, surely.
Depends how hard Jimbo fights for P8. That will be gaining any positions, he'll just be falling further down the grid unless he pits now.
Race leader into the pits. The Haas of Ekelund is going to drop, maybe not to the back, but it looks like he might come up behind Shea. Depends how much they box. They back up. Jimbo staying out once again.
Yeah, he's definitely going to go to the end of the race.
Yeah, P11 then for the Haas, was leading the race momentarily. Has the freshest soft tyres of everyone, but it's going to be hard to make up those positions.
No, lap 8 laps into the race, who you think's going to take it now? Kazakhs?
I think it's got to be Kazakhs, isn't it? It's got the best tyres, he had the pace to hold the lead on mediums.
Very true.
He'll have two laps to break that DRS. And then once he's done that, I reckon he's got to keep it clean.
Definitely, we'll just see how Netsky will be able to respond to that. He does have 2 cars in front of him. of Timmy and Hindu, who definitely will not. Is he on the grass for you? Oh, is
Yeah,
this
I
lagging a lot?
think Timmy's have some internet issues. His car was moving about a lot there. I don't think it's just teleported, so yeah. It's going to be a nightmare for Hindu and Netsky to try and overtake him if they don't know where his car is.
Yeah.
And the safety car is in this lap. So we will have 7 laps until the checkered flag.
I wonder how penalties are going to come to play at the end of this race now that everyone's all bunched up together. There is still another 9 laps of pushing, but it will definitely be a lot closer than what it was if there was no safety car.
Yeah. Before this, I think I saw Shea was like a minute down after his spin. So this is going to really have helped him. Fast lap currently Silly Sly Guy sitting down in P10. I'd imagine Kazak's going to beat that. We'll see what everyone can do as the leader comes through the final corner now. Crosses the line and we are back to green here in Australia. Took a fairly decent restart, everyone just running line astern down towards turn 1. Netsky's going to have to make these positions as quickly as possible if he has any chance of winning this race. We also could see a defending masterclass from Jimbo here. He's got 7 laps to hold onto that 7th place. Everyone behind him is on that soft tyre.
You know what, he is really screwing over the soft guys at the moment, already 1.5 seconds slower. Rainman looking at every single corner opportunity to try and get past the hard tyre user right now, Jimbo.
Out in front, Kazakh has already broken the DRS. Definitely looking the favourite to win this one. Netsky, however, right behind Hindle for that final podium. And they should go side by side. Into 13, Netsky will have that position. Jimbo there with an absolute train behind him. Got 7 cars directly behind him, I think.
And we're going to be looking out for blood at the moment of the McLaren. As we get on to lap 10, 6 laps to go. And it looks like Jimbo is nailing these exits, to be fair, but it's a lot slower mid-corner, which is to be expected on the much harder compound. But he's doing well to hold on to P7 at the moment. If he can just hold it like this, he'll definitely be able to wait till the soft guys tyres die and advantage will be in his court.
I think I saw a mistake from Ekelund there through turn 4. Just looked to got the power down too early. Kept it out of the wall though, but has dropped down to 13th. So Silly Sly Guy got past Train Man, I think, out of turn 2. So another position there for one of our podium sitters. As he then retires from the race. Do another full course caution. It's another safety car.
Oh dear.
Will anyone dive into the pits? I don't think they would. Jimbo would lose too much now. Kazakh stays out. I think everyone will stay out.
I think Vesta should box. Yeah, he does.
Yep. Could be putting those soft tyres on. And actually see what happened to Ekelund there. I don't know if you caught it, but
I have no idea. He just spun out on the exit of turn 8, maybe, and just blew up on Lakeside. No idea. Definitely an odd place to DNF, but happens. Also so close together on this street circuit.
Yep, for sure. I mean, this is going to be even harder for Jimbo now. Now those soft tyres behind him will not be degrading at the end after we've had 2 safety car periods. So they're going to be able to push all the way. So I don't believe we got DRS then, did we? It would have been
No.
it would have been this lap, but then safety car decided he wanted to come out and play again.
Jimbo's gonna have to work twice as hard on his tyres to keep them in temperature because they'll just be getting cooler and cooler. And the soft guys will also need to kind of manage their weaving a bit as well to make sure they don't burn up their tyres and cause extra unnecessary wear. I think the safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap though. Faster can catch up to the back of them quick enough.
I think we may get one more. We usually get notified going through the final split, which was before the chicane of 11 and 12. So yeah, I think we'll have one more lap under safety car. And then we got 4 laps flat out for probably all of them to the line.
Yeah, the safety car's not coded in to go much further than lap 12, so... Yep, do have one more lap of safety car. And... wonder if Rainman can put in... he'll have to put in twice as much more effort to get past Jimbo right now, because he's been given another golden opportunity to get close to the medium compound users and get past them.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. I think anyone trying to overtake here will probably be the hardest point. Obviously, everyone's ERS will be charging back to full. Everyone will have to run in lean mix as well to get their fuel up. So battery and fuel will be available to push. So just look at the winners and losers so far in this race. You can see Netsky up 12 positions from the start. What a drive so far for the championship leader. And he's proving why he's up there, isn't he?
Definitely. But it's going to be a real dogfight at the end of this race between everyone. All would have been saving up running rich mixture to the end of the race. Still think Kazakhs is going to take it, but it's definitely going to be a really good fight to the end.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon we'll probably see similar from what we saw last time. So he's just going to break that DRS on the first lap. And then we go down to whether Netsky can catch him, which may well be a last lap overtake.
I think Timmy will defend for his absolute life compared to Netsky, so I think safety car is in this lap. But yeah, I think Timmy will hold him up just enough for Kazakhs to pull away.
Yeah, we're going to have 3 laps here. So we won't be seeing another safety car because of how it works in this game. So that will lead Kazakhs to have 3 laps. So they'll only get 1 lap of DRS here. So the drivers will be having to go into turn 3 and 13 on the final lap. They may choose to take the position earlier. So the drivers go off then. We see a 5-second time penalty for a couple of cars for contact. But we go green once again here in Melbourne. Kazakhs has already got a decent start, nearly a second already behind them. Then Netsky's going to be looking to take the second position off of Timmy as soon as possible. He's using all of the overtake if possible. Coming down to turn 3, we'll sit behind just for now as Fester gets past Shea in the background. Kazakhs then already broken DRS before we leave the first sector.
Very easy. I just wonder how has Jimbo managed to keep these soft guys behind him on those hard compounds. He's nailed these traction zones.
Yeah. Rainman once again looking into turn 9, but nothing's going to happen there. Also Jimbo just pretty much holding everyone back is going to let the guys behind have a little fight.
Speaking of which, we have Slide Guy looking to make a move down the inside of Rainman into turn 13. Side by side, can he get the move done?
It's the valet with the inside for 14. And yet Rainman backs out.
Now it's Sly Guy's turn on Jimbo.
And wait, Netsky's gone past Timmy. Don't know where that happened, but Netsky now has 2 laps to find 2 seconds to catch the race leader. As Shea retires in the pit lane. Now, is that gap coming down? I think it is ever so slightly.
Seen further down the grid, Jimbo's just lost 2 positions. Sly Guy getting the job done for Rainman.
Looks like they may have been in contact with the Ferrari. Or just lost it on the outside there. Goes off, potentially hits the wall. Does so as well. He's lost his left end plate. Fefster will now have that P11.
I wonder what Jimbo will do here, whether he'll battle his teammate for P9 or let him through. Looks like he's going to battle his teammate. You'll see a dogfight at the end between the 2 McLaren drivers.
Yeah, I don't believe there'll be much point in letting him through at this stage. Sven hasn't had the ultimate pace, as DRS is enabled for the final lap. Yeah, the only reason I would see team orders here would be if Jimbo believes Sven could catch the guys ahead. But just 1 lap left, I don't think there's anything to gain for the McLaren duo.
Yeah, they're going to sell for P9 and 10. Sven's not using his overtake. Lesky has gained quite a bit on Kasich still, however I think Kasich will be just taking his car to the end of the race and then see going for a fastest lap potentially. Further down the grid, it's looking like some gaps are beginning to form. The closest cars I believe is Sly Guy and Tribe.
So I believe Kazakhs will be winning this unless he makes a mistake in the final sector. Netsky does not have the DRS. Coming down into 13.
Battle for P6 of Sly Guy going to make a move down the inside of Tribe. He make the move sticking.
A little bit of contact. Seems to have gotten away with it.
P6 is Sly Guy.
Yes, we cut to our race leader, dominated from pole positions. Went to the alternative strategy, crosses the line to take his first win of the season. And Netsky takes the win actually, on penalties. Last to first for Netsky. What a drive from the AlphaTauri driver.
Jimbo on the hard compound with less penalties getting up into P6. That's a very good drive from him. Taking those hards from lap 1. Very good point to him after what seemed dire situation.
Yeah. Yeah, the game gives driver's lead to Netsky. I don't think anyone can argue with that today.
Not at all.
Gained
Really
10, yeah.
drive.
Gained 10 positions in the first 5 laps. That's where he won it. Yeah, once again, more safety cars here for the F1 tier. Seeing 2 in a sprint race is quite rare, but it's happened, so...
As long as these guys provide more action, no one's complaining.
Yeah. As we do get to see the classification today, so Netsky from last down in P15 all the way up to P1 after penalties for the on-track winner Kazakhs. Timmy then completes the podium in his Mercedes ahead of Hindle, Romsey, Jimbo, who gets up into 6th after dropping to down pin P9 on track. Silly Slargate takes 7th ahead of Tribe, Sven and Rainman. Bottom 5 then go to Fefster and Trainman, who were the last 2 to finish. And then Shea, Ekelund and Liam unfortunately not making it to the checkered flag after incidents prior. Yeah, it's got to be Netsky, I think.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone can contest that. But I'm going to give mine to Jimbo. Did really well from P12
Yeah.
and P6 on the hard compound.
Yeah, he may have been sort of hitting himself after not pitting, but it's worked for him in the end. So and not many drivers getting penalties either. Quite a few of them there just avoiding them. Yeah, I believe that will be it here for the CSGB F1 sprint race here. It's the second round from the second season in Australia. Once again, a big thank you to Dane for joining me. So that'll be it then. Thank you very much for watching. Anyone who caught the stream or that will be watching it back later tonight, the F2 race will be in half an hour on the same channel, so if you want to watch that, please do stick around. Apart from that, if you're interested in the F1, we'll be back next Monday 7 PM. Thank you for joining us. We'll catch you next time. Goodbye.